Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. It's time for another one of my crafty podcasts. So welcome to 2022. It is January 2022, and I thought it was the perfect time to do another one of my crafting podcasts. I'm actually going to try to do one podcast per month for you guys so I can show you all of my goodies that I have upcoming. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more consistent with them because they're a lot of fun and you guys seem to like them. I also was thinking about doing a 2021 project recap and go through just all of the fun things that I made in 2021. So leave a comment below if you think that would be a fun idea and I'll add it to my filming list. So before we get started, I want to talk about the quilt on the wall behind me. This is my Sweethearts quilt, and every time I podcast or do any kind of video, people always ask about the quilts on the walls behind me. So just so you know, for previous videos and future videos, they are always linked in the description box below the video, so you can just click show more and you'll see the link to the quilt, and it actually says quilt on the wall behind me. It lists the quilt and the link on where you can get the pattern. So this one is my Sweethearts quilt. I thought I'd go ahead and put it up since it's January and February is right around the corner. That quilt is such a fun quilt to make. It's perfect for beginners because it's really easy. There's no tricky seaming at all, and it's pretty much just fun patchwork hearts. So very cute. That is what that project is. And if you'll notice, I still have my tree up. I did take down all of my stitchy and quilty ornaments, but I don't know. I like the glow from the lights on the tree, so it might stay in here, and that also might mean that I'll be making some more seasonal ornaments maybe. I don't know. Like this video, leave a comment below. Let me know if you think that's a good idea and maybe I'll add that. I was thinking about it already. They're a lot of work, but they're also a lot of fun. And I think just having the tree in here makes it a little more cozy and homey, so it might stay. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I did post 12 days of quilty ornaments this year. They were so much fun. You guys really liked them, and we did a sew along in December for these, and they were just so cute. Some people were worried they were too large, but I mean, as you can see by my hand and from all the pictures that I put of them hanging on the tree, I think they turned out perfect. The largest one I think is 4x6, but most of them are just 3x3, 4x4, somewhere in there. So they were, I think, just so much fun to have on my tree. And you can get this pattern. I will link everything that I'm talking about below this video. So just click show more and you can see all that information there in the links. But I just wanted to show them all to you again really quick before I put them away for the year because I think they were just so much fun. Now this one was like a little extra one that I made, and I don't think this made it into the pattern. So it was a wreath, and I was like, but I still put it on my tree. Okay, so here are my 12 days of quilty ornaments. And then I also did the 12 days of stitchy ornaments, and I'll try and go through them really quick. I'm sure all of you have already seen them. And so these were so much fun to make, and they were perfect for beginner stitching because they're so fast and easy. They really were just a really fun evening project, and you could just do one every evening, and it was just so much fun. Now, I wanted to say that when I first made these, I was just thinking, oh, I don't care what the backs look like, and so I just finished them off really boring, and I just ran a bead of hot glue around the edge of here just to secure everything so it wouldn't come out. But when they're hanging on the tree, you can't really see the back. But you guys took it a whole nother level and it did such cute finishings on these. I almost feel like I need to make them again because you guys found the cutest ways to finish them. And I did do a finishing tutorial on my channel, so you can check that out. I've also done some beginning cross stitch videos on there in case you wanted to do those. And you definitely have time now to make them in time for next Christmas if you want to get started early. And with my beginning cross stitch series, I did put out this free joy ornament, and this one matches all the other ones. I wanted it to match, and it is a free download. You can find the download on the cross stitch series videos. You can also find it on my website if you just search beginner cross stitch tutorial, and this was the little project we used for the tutorial. So this was really fun, and I think you hopefully learned a lot of techniques. I got a lot of positive feedback. You guys seem to really like this project, so maybe we'll do it again next year. I haven't decided yet with all new designs, and then I'll do a better finishing because this was just kind of plain Jane. I mean, it worked perfect, and honestly, when they're on the tree, you can't see the backs of them anyway, so it really didn't matter. But you guys went above and beyond and did the cutest finishes I've seen, so that makes me kind of want to redo them a little bit. But anyways, these were really fun. Again, I'll put a link for where you can get the pattern in the description box below the video, and I'll put a link for my free joy ornament a video tutorial for cross stitch as well. Now, because it's January, I always start feeling like I need to organize and prepare and plan and all those things, and especially for this channel, I like to try and plan ahead so I can kind of stay on top of the ball. So this isn't really crafting, but I wanted to share it anyways because it's along the organizations lines, and I think it's just going to help me out so much. Plus, it makes my desk really cute. But I got a couple of these cute binders. These are just from Target, and they've got this cute gold kind of detailing on them. And then I just filled them all up with page protectors, and all of my patterns are in here. So I have one for my knitting. I got another one. This one has my cross stitching in it. And then I have one for quilting, and then I have one for my smaller projects. So if it's not like an actual quilt, it's like bags and, you know, needle cases and all those kinds of things have its own. I actually had to get two for quilting because I have so many quilt projects that I have been working on. And then I also found this cute gold organizer, and this has these right here are just my projects that I'm working on that are kind of series. So like my vintage truck series is in here. This one might be my Scrappy Stars e-course that will be coming soon. I know I teased that probably a couple months ago. And then in here, again, this is our Sew With Me series. So I just have them in page protectors in here, and they're just all in order. And I just keep them in here, and then they can just go in this little container, and then that way they're on my desk and easy to get to, and I don't forget about them. Plus all the patterns are in order. And yes, I've had a lot of questions about the Sew With Me series. We took a break in December for Vlogmas, but we will be picking back up in January with block number 6, and that will be releasing next week. So still on the 3rd Thursday of every month. The other thing that I have in here is my blog planner, and I print one of these off every single year, and it just really helps me plan out my year. And as you can see, I mean, I kind of have a lot, I don't want to show you, but I kind of have a lot of things planned for this year, so I'm really excited. Let me get to the beginning. Here we go. So I have a lot of things planned this year. I'm really excited for you guys, and this just helps keep me on track. Things don't always happen the way I plan them out, but at least I kind of have like a guideline to go by. So that sits in this little gold case, magazine holder. The other thing I keep in here is my project planner, and this is what has all of my patterns and information in it for all of my crafts. So I have quilting, knitting, stitching, spinning, and then just a notes section. And then I think I'm going to add another one for English paper piecing because it's kind of its own thing. But for right now, it's just kind of under my quilting section. But I just keep all of my projects and just anything I want to do. And that's my quilt patterns. If I'm working on somebody else's, anything, they all go in here. And so I have this for easy reference, and I actually really like to have this because I can look back 2 years from now and say, oh yeah, I made that quilt, that's the fabric I used, that's how big it ended up, that's who I gifted it to and why I don't have it anymore. And just, I like to have that kind of a reminder. I also put a picture in here of finished projects so that I can see what it looked like, especially if I gifted it to someone, because you kind of tend to forget about all the things that you've made if you've given them away. And it's kind of fun to go back and look. It's just like a scrapbook of all of my projects. And plus I like to remember who I gave it to and just all those kinds of fun things. So that lives in here as well. And then just because it won't fit anywhere else, I do have my paper pattern of the quilty ornaments. It's got this nice spiral binding on it. I don't want to show you the patterns, obviously. But it's all full color print inside, and it's just really nice little booklet. So just because it's larger than my other patterns, it kind of has to sit in here. My other smaller paper patterns, I just have in another little section on my desk. So that is everything that lives in this little, I still need to take the tags off it. I just got it. But that's everything that lives in this cute little gold magazine file. And I just have this sitting on my desk so it's easy to get to, keeps everything organized and out of the way. And I'm just all about trying to keep my room organized this year because I have a lot of things going on and it just ends up getting like little piles everywhere, and that's just too hard to manage. So this is my new system. I wanted to share it with you guys in case you're looking for a good way to kind of organize your patterns and your planners and things like that. I just think it keeps everything nice and and clean, and I'll show you what it looks like on my desk as well. One last thing I wanted to show you that just came in is this cute like office kit. This is by Lori Holt for Riley Blake, and it has all kinds of goodies inside to kind of help me with my new organizational plans. So I'll go ahead and open this up and kind of show you the contents. It comes with a spiral notebook that is 7 by 10, 3 mechanical pencils, 1 page of quilting stickers, 3 letter size file folders, a washi tape roll, 3-inch sticky note pad, 15 file tab dividers, 12 chunky paper clips, and 3 bookmarks. So I plan to use these with my new binders so that I can kind of help keep all of my stuff organized for the new year. But I wanted to show you this because I think it's just such a cute little set. And of course, it's all kind of sewing related. And this you can get at Fat Quarter Shop. I will put a link for all the Fat Quarter Shop products that I've shown below as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into quilting. I wanted to just show you guys, in case you didn't watch my Vlogmas, I finished this cute Joy pillow, this Vlogmas during December. And if you don't know what Vlogmas is, we just upload daily vlog videos of what we're doing that day, and it's just a lot of fun. And I did a mystery sew along this year. So during that mystery sew along, we made this cute pillow, and you can also have made it into a table topper or like a little wall mini. I gave you instructions on how to do a couple different finishings. So you guys have been sharing some of your finishes with me, and they've been so cute. One of them had a little patchwork frame around it, and I think that one was adorable. So I may actually have to make another one of these to put up on my wall or maybe on my dining room table. But this is a pattern. You can get it in my store now, and I've had a lot of people request me to just take all of those tutorial videos and put them all into one video and post it here in case you don't want to watch through all of my Vlogmas videos. So I think I may do that. That'll make it a little bit easier for you guys, and the mystery is out. It's over, so we all know what it is now. So I think I could go ahead and still post that tutorial and be okay. So anyways, here it is, my Joy pillow. I think it turned out really cute. Let me know if you made this pillow and if you liked the mystery sew along, because I think that was a lot of fun. So my next project is really fun, and I showed you this last year sometime, and I just never got around to writing the pattern, and I've had a lot of requests for it. So this will be coming. So I am just showing it again just to A, hold myself accountable, and B, remind you guys that it was going to be an option. I just never got around to doing it. So this is my chicken quilt. I haven't actually named it yet, but it's really fun, and each chicken has a little pinwheel inside. This fabric is poppy cotton, and here's one of the little chickens. And then I used a really light gray. I might actually redo this and use a darker fabric for that sashing, because it's kind of hard to see. It's easier to see in person than on camera, but it just has these cute little sashing blocks that go in between, and it was just a lot of fun. So, and then I did a black binding, which I thought was cute, and then this nice, I think this is actually by Brenda Riddle, and it's just a nice soft aqua backing for it. And so this one is kind of small. It's just a wall hanging size, but as with any quilt, you could just add extra blocks and make it any size you want. So the chicken quilt will be coming this year. The chicken's already written up. I just have to write up the sashing and get it published. So it's on my list, and I just wanted to make sure that I reminded you guys as well, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking for it. So as I mentioned before, people have been asking about my Sew With Me series. It is continuing. I already mentioned that. Block 6 will be coming out next week, so I thought I would give you, should I give you a sneak peek? I'll give you a sneak peek of it because it's really cute, and it's one of my favorite blocks. Let's see. Let's just do like that much right there. There you go. There's your sneak peek for block number 6. It will be coming out next week. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This block is super easy to modify to fit your own needs. You can add as many or a few blocks as you want and just make an entire quilt, a little table runner, a wall hanging. Like, it's the easiest project, and it's just such a fun traditional quilt block. So I'm really excited about that. So make sure to tune in next week so you can see the full block number 6 reveal, and also for the fun free tutorial. So you guys have probably all seen already my January track of the month, but I thought I would show it to you. So here it is. This one turned out so cute. And I originally had a snowflake planned for the back of the truck, but then I started thinking, you know, that's just so like typical and expected. I wanted to try and do something a little more unexpected. So I did this really cute little mug in there instead, and then I did some hand embroidery for the steam on top, and this little template is included in the pattern as well in case you want to do that as well. And then I also did this, and now I'm not perfect at these as you can see, but here's my swirly quilting on it, and I just thought the swirls kind of mimic the swirls in the steam. And so I thought that would be really fun. And then if you're watching my Vlogmas, you'll see that I actually messed up on this. So I was so excited to quilt it that I forgot to add the backing before I quilted it. So what I ended up doing was just kind of spray basting the backing on, and then I just added, I basically sewed the backing on when I sewed the binding on. So there's no quilting. Let me turn it around. There's no quilting on the backing at all, and I probably should have pressed it too. I was in a hurry to try and get this done for you guys. But you know what? This is just a little wall hanging, and so it doesn't actually matter. I mean, it's not like it gets used a whole lot. And so I just kind of was like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. It still turned out perfect, and you would never know because it's just hanging on my wall. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of encouragement. If you ever mess up or do anything like that, don't be so hard on yourself. Just work through it, find a way to make it work, and move on, because, you know, that's just life. And these are handmade items, and they're supposed to be handmade items. So don't get too stressed out. As you can see, my quilting isn't absolutely perfect. I almost always have some area where I'm like, oh, I should have gone tighter or looser, or I crossed over stitches or whatever. But you know what? I had fun, and that's really all that matters. And so this is our January block, and this released, these I'm trying to release the 15th of the month prior. So this one released on December 15th, and then on January 15th, I'll release February's block. And speaking of February's block, I am going to give you a sneak peek. It's not all the way done. The quilt top is done, but it hasn't been basted or quilted or bound or anything like that. But I wanted to show you anyways because it's really cute, and I think you're going to like it. And here is February. I thought this little patchwork heart is so much fun. And then I actually mixed fabrics for this one. So the heart is kind of a mix of pinks. I think these are by Lori Holt. The truck is actually an aqua print by Fig Tree, which I think just actually blended really nicely. And then that gray and pink are by Lori Holt as well. And then this white backing is my traditional Moda Solid 9900-97, kind of what I use on everything. And I think I might actually do that dark gray on the tires for the binding. I haven't decided, but I think that might be just kind of a nice contrast. And one of the things with these wall hangings that's nice is people are really never going to see the back side of them. So honestly, if you just wanted to, you know, put something on the back that wasn't that exciting, you totally could. I tend to like my backings to be fun and colorful, and so I'll usually find something that fits this, kind of matches the front, but just fits it and just makes it cute. So I'll probably do that anyways, but I'll share that with you when this goes live. I always take a picture of the front and back because I know you guys like to see the backs. But here is the February block, and I think it just turned out so fun and cute, and I'm really loving this little patchwork heart. Now, one last quilting project that I have that I haven't actually started, but it's on my to-do list, so I'm going to share it. This is a low volume kit that I got from Fig Tree last Christmas. And I think they called it their Winter Cozy Quilt. And she sold these bundles. I think she has a different version of them possibly available on their website now, so go check. And then it also came with this minky kind of cuddle fabric. I do have it in a bag because this stuff sheds like nobody's business. Once it's in your quilt, it's fine. But when you're sewing with it, it just kind of goes everywhere. So you have to be prepared for that. Here it is. It's just this fluffy, soft, it's got a nap to it. I mean, so you can kind of see that, but it's just really soft, and I think it's going to be so much fun. And all it is a 10-inch patchwork quilt. It's super easy. You just cut a bunch of 10-inch squares, sew them together, and then they have you put them on. It's almost like they have you create a duvet cover, and then they put in a quilt insert from like IKEA or something like that, like a down insert. I think I'm going to actually, she finished hers, so it's actually sewn. I don't know how that works with washing, so I think I'm actually going to more make it like a duvet cover that I can take off and wash and then put back on. But I haven't gotten that far, obviously. So I did purchase this last year. I was really excited about it. I never got time to do it, so I think I'm going to try and have this be kind of my January refresher project. I do have a lot of things going on this month, but sometimes I like to just sit back and sew for myself, where I'm not designing a pattern or, you know, trying to test something or whatever. I just want to sit down and sew without a whole lot of plan in mind. It's just kind of like a mind refresher. And so I like to do that every now and then, and I think this will be the perfect one. It's just these really, it's all kind of red and white or low volume prints. And it's just such a fun, kind of cozy looking quilt. Now some of these prints are probably out of line, or out of stock, out of print, I should say. So I think that she probably has sort of a different version available now, if she still has it. But really, you can do this with any set of fabrics that you want. And like I said, it's just a 10-inch square. Just make a bunch of 10-inch squares, patchwork them all together, and you've got yourself a quilt top. Super fast and easy, pretty mindless sewing. So this is on my docket for this year, and I really want to get it done. And these are red and white, but what I realized is I have a ton of Christmas quilts. I don't have a lot of kind of winter quilts, and we do have winter here until probably about March-ish, April sometimes even. And so I might do another version of this if I like how it turns out. So maybe something that's like blue and white, or just neutral like gray and white, or something just really kind of neutral for the winter months, so I can still have my quilts out and not feel like I'm still decorated for Christmas. So anyways, that is on my plan. So I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's just going to be nice. And since it's not like a tutorial that I'll be writing, make sure you're following me on Instagram, because I post all of that kind of stuff over there. And I know a lot of you guys don't cross over. People who follow me on Instagram don't necessarily follow me on YouTube, and vice versa. But I really do post all of my daily projects, and a lot of things that don't make it onto YouTube because they're not tutorials specifically. They might just be making something I'm making, or a new pattern. I'm going to try and be better this year about doing small videos of if I have new patterns coming out, so you guys can hear about them. But a lot of times I don't do that. And so if you're following me on Instagram or Facebook even, you'll see those posts that don't make it over here. So anyways, that is one of my January projects. Now I wanted to bring back an oldie but goodie, and I have a reason for it. So this is not really all that old. It came out this year. This is my zipper weekender bag. This was one of my most popular patterns this year, and I've had so many requests to make it in like a child size. So this is like a full size, like an adult could take this, you know, on a weekend trip. It's about like 19 or 20 long by about 15 high by about 8 wide. So it's a really good size bag. It's like a gym size bag, or we've used it for overnights. This bag has been taken a lot up to my mom's house for overnight trips, and we've all used it, including me. So it's a really good size bag, but a lot of you have requested me to make it in a smaller size for like a child that they could, you know, maybe put their toys in, or maybe they could take it as a little overnight bag or to school or something like that. So I will be revamping this pattern this year, and we'll probably just call it the Weekend Zipper Mini or something super creative like that. But I wanted to just show you guys again and let you know that I will be working on that, because I know a lot of you have asked for it. The other bag I wanted to kind of oldie but goodie feature is this tote bag. This is the Craft to Go bag, and this bag is my EPP bag. This is what I'm using for my English paper piecing, and I've got a couple of my I have little poppy cotton zipper things on the front, but it has this cute zipper front, and this is where I put my pattern. So I keep my pattern in front so it doesn't get damaged, and it's easily accessible. And then of course it's got these cute little carrying straps, and then it unzips, and inside are some pockets. So I use these pockets to put all of my threads in, and I'll insert a picture here of my one that's actually in use. This was kind of my tester, and I actually do swap them out, but this will probably be filled out soon because I think I'm going to start a second English paper piecing project. So this one is a full size pocket. Of course, you can customize the size of any of these, and then this side has the small pocket for the threads, and then over here it's got a little pocket for scissors, and then right here is a pocket for your needles to keep your needles safe, and then right here is this cute little flap. Sorry, these zipper pulls are jingling, but is this little flap, and this actually has a magnet inside of it, and so but you don't have to do that. You could just put some batting in there, and I use this to keep my little sew tights on, and so this bag has been a lifesaver. I love it. It's cute, it's easy to carry. I can put all my EPP stuff in there, zip it up so it's safe, throw it in my car, take it to craft night or whatever, or just into my living room, and then use this. So I just wanted to highlight this because this is probably one of my favorite projects I made last year. And I use it a ton. Okay, let's pop over to cross stitch because I don't have a whole lot of things finished because December is so crazy with Vlogmas. I was working all on those, the ornaments and all of that. I just didn't have a whole lot of like free stitching time. So, but I did manage to get done the January truck of the month. And then this one, of course, matches the quilty one, and I always think that cross stitch are a little cuter because you can do a little bit more with it. But one thing that I did that was a little bit different, and I'm going to try and show you here, is I stitched with metallic thread for the first time. So there's metallic thread on this little snow flake here, and then there's some on the mug. And I think it's gonna be hard to see, but it's really cute in person and it just gives it a little bit of extra shine. One tip I will say that when I was working with the metallic thread, because I'd never done that before, is I had started stitching with 2 pieces of thread just because that's what I always do. It is too thick to do that. You have to stitch with 1 piece of thread. It works out so much better. I got about 2 little square X's done and I'm like, no, and I ripped it all out and did the 1 thread. So much easier. And then once I did that, it was actually fine to work with. It's a little bit stiffer, so it's almost like working with a wire, like a really thin wire, but it's a little more flexible than that. But you do just have to take your time and go slow. So there's just a few little bits on here that have that. If you don't want that, you could totally use a different color. You can use a different color blue. The other thing that I'm gonna be doing is a tutorial on how I finished it on this because I've gotten so many questions on that and it's so simple and easy. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you how I did this and where I got this little piece from and everything. I have all the supplies sitting right there. As soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna film a tutorial on how to finish these. And then of course, you know, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of the quilty. So I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of the Stitchy February. So here is February's Stitchy. I think it's gonna be really cute. This one isn't finished yet because like I just mentioned, I'm gonna do a tutorial on how I finish it. So this is all ready to go. And I'll go ahead and show you my backs because I traveled a little bit on here, but not too much. As you can see, whenever I travel, I do my best to hide that thread. So if I had this red thread here, I traveled behind the green to get to the next place that I needed it. And then that way you don't see it on the front. And nobody's ever gonna see your backs. So I don't really care what my back looks like. I do try and keep it clean so there's nothing in these white areas showing up. But otherwise, I do what I can to make sure that it all just looks nice on the front and I travel where I need to on the back. So I haven't 100% decided. Well, no, I think I have 100% decided. I think I'm going to be putting it on this gingham fabric. And this one is kind of a raspberry gingham. It's pink and raspberry. So it actually matches, I think, really good. This is a print. This is called Sophie by Brenda Riddle for Moda. This is one of the prints from it. And here's another one that I was thinking about using, but I think it's just going to be a little bit too much. And for some reason, I really like the gingham. I don't know. You can leave a vote below. Although by the time you do that, this will be, see, because that picks up the green. So I don't know. Do we like, maybe I'll put an Instagram poll up. So you guys have to follow me on Instagram. So either the flowers or the gingham. Let me know what you think. I'll find something cute to finish that, but I'll be filming that after today's video. So I just wanted to give you a quick preview of that and then let you know that I'll be showing you how to finish it coming soon. All right, next up I'm gonna show you spinning. I haven't had spinning forever. This was something I did during Vlogmas, and in case you didn't catch it, I thought I would show it here. So I had a scrappy sock bundle from Wound Up Fiber Arts that I had purchased a while ago, and she always puts these together. Basically, it's just a bunch of different color scrap bundles, and I showed in the Vlogmas video. If I can find that, I'll insert it here as well. But it's just these tiny little kind of pre-drafted bits, and it was perfect for Vlogmas because I was so busy and I just needed something mindless to do. And so you just get this bowl of little bits. They're already prepped for you, and you just grab one and start spinning. And so that's what I did, and I ended up coming up with this. I wanted it to be a little bit, I was going for DK weight, which I think when I ply it, it's not plied yet, this is just the first time around, I think I will hopefully reach that goal. Might actually end up being slightly more than DK, more like, it might be like a step up from that, but we'll see when I'm done. Anyways, the colors are not 100% my color palette, but I've seen her do this before, and a lot of times I'll look at them and be like, oh, that's okay. When she knits them up into like socks or hats or something, they look fabulous. So I think I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind this year, spin this up. I didn't have any plan. I just put all the little bundles that she had in there in. I'm gonna ply it up, maybe with something neutral, like a white or something, just so that it kind of has some kind of grounding. And then I think I'm gonna try and do like a hat or something out of it and just see how it goes. So caution to the wind, just go for it this year. That's my motto. But here's my only spinning project that I've done in kind of a while. Now I do have some knitting to share, but before we do that, I wanted to share my finished Advent 2021 calendar. So this came from Sweet Nesting Fibers Sweet Nesting Yarn. I might just be sweet nesting. And I open this every day on Vlogmas, and I was trying to decide what to do with it. So I put out a poll to see what I should make with this, and most of you chose the Ziggy Interrupted. It's a crochet shawl or scarf. I'll put a picture of it right here so you can kind of see what it looks like. As you can see, it has a ton of different colors in it, which would probably be perfect for this little basket. I think I'm gonna hang on to, this was what came in day 25, and it's just adorable. I love it. I love the colors. I think I'm gonna actually do something separate with this, probably like a hat maybe. Hats are kind of my go-to. They're fast, and this would be really cute, and I think Katie would love it. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this little bundle, but I wanted to kind of show you the finished unboxing. I got the textured one, so if you're interested in her advents. She also has one that's not textured if you're not up for all this kind of craziness. I definitely got a bunch of different things in there that I would not have normally picked for myself, and some of them I was like, oh, I don't know. But most of them I think are going to be just really interesting and really kind of fun to knit with. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted on my progress. I'll show it on my podcast and stuff, but I'll definitely be showing it on Instagram. I'm not great at crochet, so it might take me a little bit to get going, but it doesn't look too hard. Like I think once you get whatever stitches you need down, I think you'll be good to go. So anyways, I want to share the finished unboxing because I haven't started using it yet, and I just like it all sitting in this pretty little basket. This is also Jax's basket, so I'm probably gonna have to empty it out at some point because he does try and, you know, get in there. Oh, and I did keep all of these. This is what they were tied together with. They came in little paper kind of bags, and they were tied with these. And if possible, I think I'm gonna spin these or card these into a bat and then make a little art bat because they're just so fun and colorful. So that is my plan for these. I haven't thrown them out yet. I'm hanging on to them, and I think that might be kind of a fun art yarn to make. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to knitting. So I started this hat, I started it during Vlogmas. Yeah, I think I started it during Vlogmas. And I want to show you, this is yarn that I actually carded and spun up myself. I wanted something super chunky and just fun. And as you can see, there's some hidden colors in there. There's all kinds of colors in here, and they're kind of hidden in the cake. But you can kind of see them starting to come out. And I am just making up this pattern as I go. This is just a cable hat pattern, and I just wanted it to be fun and chunky. And so I did this 2x2 rib down here on the bottom, and then now I'm just starting to get to the cable. So I think I've just done my very first cable, and I may have gone up enough. It's probably time to do another cable. I'm hoping to flip the cuff up like that. We'll kind of see. We'll try it on as we go because like I said, I'm kind of just making this up as I go. But as you can see, some of my colors are starting to stripe out, which I think is fun. And yeah, so that's one of my projects, and I did start this during Vlogmas on our knit night. One of my other goals this year is to knit or do something with the yarn that I spin, because I spin yarn and then I kind of put it in my bucket and I love it, and it's one of those things like I don't want to make anything with it because I don't want to ruin it, or I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. So I'm throwing caution to the wind again. I'm just going to start projects because if worst case, if you don't like it, you can always rip it out. So I'm just going to go for it, and so far I actually really like it. I think it's going to be super cute. My next project that I am working on, and I've just been kind of pulling this out in the evenings because it's a very mindless knit, and it's just super easy, and I'm keeping this in one of my drawstring squishy bags. This is the one that has a little pocket on the front, and that's poppy cotton fabric. This is one of my favorite bags. I love their fabric. It's just so calming and relaxing. I don't know. I like it. And I am using, for this hat, this is Chelsea Luxe Duet, and so this is in their pink peony colorway, and it came with the kind of cobblestone over here with the little bumpies in it, and then a matching mohair. And so as you can see, it's just a really soft pinky. It's like a blush pinky, but also a little bit lavender. There's like some little lavender kind of pops in there, and so it's just really soft, fun yarn to work with. And she has this is a free pattern on her blog, and I think if you look up the duet yarn, you'll find this pattern. I don't remember what it's called, but it's literally just a knit beanie, and you're kind of just letting the fuzzies kind of shine in this one. So you just do a little 2x2 rib on the bottom, and then you just knit. And I think I'm almost to the point where I am going to be starting to decrease on it. And so I think you can try it on, you can make it whatever size you want and then decrease when you're ready. So, but it's just straight knitting. So all you're doing is knit, 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 knit. It's super mindless. You do hold 3 strands together, so as you can see there, I've got 2 of the cobblestone and 1 of the mohair. So that's the only thing you kind of have to pay attention to, is that you're getting, as you're knitting, you're getting all 3 strands in. Otherwise, it's completely mindless knitting, and I just think this is going to just be such a soft, fun hat to wear. It's nice and neutral colors, so I think it's going to go with a lot of things. Anyways, so that's what I'm working on right now. I'm hoping to get it done soon because it is starting to get really cold here, and it would be nice to be able to wear it. Okay, next up, and this is also one of my favorite bags. This is another one of my drawstring squishies. I just did a like quilt as you go pattern on the front, and then I found this kind of leather strapping, which I thought kind of just went well with this fabric. So just another version of my drawstring squishy. Okay, this next project is using some yarn by Leo and Roxy. And this is actually a whip that I pulled out. This has been in my bag. I kind of forgot about it. And I was looking through some of my projects and I was like, oh my gosh, why did I never finish those? So this is back on my needles and we are making it work. So this is kind of their marled sock, and they have a bunch of different versions of this. And so this one I think was their flamingo. No, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it on the screen below. I can't remember. Actually, is it in here? My mask. Okay, I lost a pair. This is one of my favorite masks, sad to say, but true. And I lost this and a pair of my favorite glasses, and I pulled out this bag and I found the glasses earlier, and apparently my missing mask was in the bottom of my bag. So I must have brought this to Knit Night back in like 2020 because that's the last time I worked on this, and it's probably the last time I've seen this mask. So yay. So the original sock pattern that I was going to do were these Astrid socks by Tracy Miller, and these are so cute. She made these and I loved them, but I had started and I couldn't quite find, she has that accent pink in there, that like pink, and I tried to do it with the white that I have, and it was like too much and I didn't like it. So instead I kind of am doing my own-ish sock pattern. I'm kind of combining a couple of different things. So this one is just basically a vanilla sock, and it's kind of like the sock monkey pattern. And so here is what the first sock looks like. I finished this last year. These actually fit one of my daughters perfectly, and they're so cute. They're adorable. So anyways, my goal was to finish it, and I had already started it last year, apparently. Like last year. Oh no, 2020. Oh my gosh. Okay, I started this in 2020. So I keep saying last year, but it was 2020 that I started this and then forgot all about it apparently. So I got this far. I'm not done with the heel. I mean, I think I just put it aside and I don't even know how it got. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to finish this year. This is one of my goals. These are really cute. They're actually really fast and easy because they're shorties. So it's not like, I mean, once you get through the heel, it's just knit, 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 knit until you're to the toe. And so, I mean, I have no excuse on why I didn't finish these. I think I must have lost the bag or set it somewhere. I don't even know, because obviously I lost my glasses and my mask in the process. So anyways, here's the finished one. Here's how far I am on the second one. My goal is to finish this before the end of 2022. And then my last knit thing is actually being housed in, I think I called this my craft bucket. This is a free tutorial on my channel. This one I did these faux leather straps. I think I found them at Michael's or Joann's or Etsy, or I don't actually know. And then there's a button on the side. So you can take this little strap and just kind of wrap it around the button to close it. And then it kind of carries more like a purse. So it's really cute. It's really easy to make. Could not be easier to make. And I did 2 different closures. I did one on the side, and then I also did one where it closes on the front like this. So I put the button here and just wrapped it around the front, so you can kind of alter it to fit your needs. Either way, it's a great size, I'm trying to show you the bottom, bucket, and it can hold a ton of things. Like, I feel like I might have had my sweater in this the first time around. So there's a lot of room in this bucket. So for this one, I'm actually doing this pick a knit blanket, and this is actually a baby blanket, but I saw it, a sample of it in a quilt shop, and when I saw it, they had it folded up so it was really thin, and it looked like a scarf, and I was like, oh, that is so cool, and it's all cotton. It's just such beautiful yarn. So I went ahead and grabbed the yarn, and I'm like, I'm just gonna alter it and make it into a scarf. So I have showed this before. I'll show the yarn really quickly. Doe. We've got silver, and then we've got a natural. And so they just go together really well. These two fight a little bit in my opinion, but when you get him into the blanket, and when I saw it in person, the finished project actually looks really nice. And so despite my being uncertain about those two next to each other, I'm doing it anyways. And I think I'm gonna really love it. So here, I can't exactly remember how many I cast on. If you're interested, send me an email and I'll see if I can I'll count it out for you. I think I cast on, I just made sure I cast on a multiple that would fit the pattern, if that makes sense. Here's where it is so far. I've just started a new silver row. And so each section, you're doing like a different texture. So that bottom section is kind of a basket weave, and then you've got kind of a seed stitch, but it's a little bit different. It might be a double seed stitch. This particular one, I actually changed. It was supposed to be like a zigzag, and because of how many I cast on, I couldn't quite do the zigzag that they had in there. And so this is actually for mine anyways. I just did a 1x1 rib, but 3 rows of it. So I did knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 for 3 rows. And then I swapped and did purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of texture, but it's super easy. And I just didn't know what else to do. That seems to be looking fine. So the basket weave is probably my favorite one. But so far, I'm really loving it. And then I also changed the outer border. I'm just doing knit every row, which is basically giving it this garter border. And I think they had something different on the pattern. So I don't know if you can kind of see that. They have a little seed stitch border on there, and I'm just doing the garter border because I think it stands out a little bit better, in my opinion, for what I'm doing. And then I did a rib at the bottom, and I might even add some tassels or some fringe at the bottom when I'm done, but we'll kind of see what it looks like if it needs to get finished off or not. But anyways, this is my progress. I'm actually really loving this. I think it's going to be, isn't that cute? I think it's going to be a cute scarf once I get it done. I'm going to probably make it quite long. I'll just keep trying it on until I decide I'm done, and then I'll cast it off or bind it off or whatever. Okay, so that's it for all of my projects. I do have some fun acquisitions that I wanted to share with you. During Vlogmas, we went to an antique shop and we found some really cool things. So I haven't tried it yet, but one of the things that I was on the lookout for was an antique iron. And I did find this iron. It was, I want to say, $6-ish. It was super cheap. And it did say that it works, but you never know until you get home. And I honestly haven't tried it yet. This does have steam in it. It has a steam setting, which I think is interesting. But from everything I've read, these older irons are nice and heavy, and you don't actually really need to use the steam. I haven't been using the steam with my Oliso either because it's so nice and heavy. But I just wanted to kind of have one to go with my Singer, and I just thought this was really fun, and like I said, it was super inexpensive, so we'll try it out. I'm going to have my husband help me make sure the cord is safe, and I'm not going to light the house on fire or anything. But yeah, so this is one of my acquisitions. The other one I got, and I think this is so cool, this is an old Coleman gas iron, and this thing weighs about 100 pounds. It's like solid steel or something. I don't even know. This one is a little bit more expensive. I do not plan to use it. But here it is. I just thought it was so cool. I just couldn't pass it up. And so the gas goes in here, and then I guess you turn it up and down here. I mean, it's all rusted, but I just think it's interesting. So I just have it sitting over here as a little decor in my sewing room. And I just thought it was, I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool. So here are my 2 antique finds. We got a couple of lamps or lanterns for my daughter. I got a little teapot. And so we just had a lot of fun. And now I think I'm kind of addicted to antique hunting. But anyway. So the next thing that I got myself this Christmas were some new scissors, and these are from Warm Crochet, or I think they might have changed their name to Warm Heart. These were my originals. I have these in silver, and I have some in like a bronzish color. They have some new styles this year, and so I got the silver and bronze in this style. I also got the silver in this one. I thought this one was really kind of cool looking. And these are super sharp, you guys. These are actually probably one of my favorite scissor brands. They're so sharp, and they're just really nice and sturdy, and they're kind of heavy, so they feel like really good quality. And the other one I got are these, and they're just that kind of like oil slick color, and I don't even know what this design is. It almost looks like a little mermaidy or something, but I thought this was really cool. So I wanted to share those with you. They have really cool scissors, and they are just, the quality is just really good. I've seen some of these before in various places, and you think they look really good and you get them and they feel plastic. These are not plastic. They're definitely like a nice heavy metal, and they're super sharp, and they glide really easily. So if I'm going to be reaching for scissors, these are my top picks always. So here's all the ones I got. I would like to now say that I have enough scissors, but I'm not sure if one ever really has enough of these little scissors. I always end up losing these in my bag, as you saw earlier, because I'll grab a pair. When I'm doing a project, I kind of prepare my bag. So I get my bag, I put all the stuff I need in it. I'll put like little scissors always. I'll put a pair of scissors in it. Usually I'll end up leaving a pair of glasses in there, just so that if I grab that bag and go somewhere, I have everything. So these will disappear quickly, I'm sure, but I'm so happy to have a whole big set of these. I also have some fun poppy cotton fabric to share with you. They have a couple new lines that are coming out, so they sent me samples. Let's see, May and June. Okay, so this first one is called House and Home, and it looks like it ships in May. So here's kind of the vibe. It's just really nice, light colors. They've got a lot of fun floral prints in there. And I love poppy cotton because their fabrics are always just really soft, like color-wise. They're just kind of nice, I don't know, like neutral. They don't kind of scream at you. So if you're looking at, I love these for bags because they're just so much fun. So this line is probably one of my more favorite lines. They always throw in a fun black, which I love. And then, of course, I love all of these blues. And I'm about ready to drop this entire bundle. So, let me get through the last ones. There we go. Okay. So again, this one was called House and Home, and it will be shipping in May. The second bundle they sent me is called Bloom True. This is shipping in June. This is a little bit more bright and colorful. And again, with the florals, poppy cotton, I want to say, is so good with their florals. And then they always have some just nice kind of filler prints in there that you can kind of use for really just anything. They'll kind of go together with anything. I have to stand up a little bit here. There we go. Makes it a little easier. So they've got these lovely pinks. These are kind of a light blue, but a little aqua tint to them. There we go. And then here is kind of that main print. They've kind of got like a little label sort of print. So again, this one is called Bloom True, and this will be shipping in June. And you'll probably see those in some of my upcoming tutorials as well, because I always love using their fabrics in all of my bag projects. But here's my lovely acquisition bundle from Poppy Cotton. The next thing I bought myself, and I can't remember, I may have actually already showed this, so if I did, please ignore. Otherwise, just enjoy the view that is this lovely little bundle of fabric. This is the new line by Corey Yoder. This is called Beautiful Day. She is showing it a ton of different fun projects for it on her website now, and so I did grab a fat eighth bundle of it because it's just adorable. I don't know what I'm going to be making with that yet. I haven't quite decided. Okay, the next things I'm going to show you are some of the new at Fat Quarter Shop and just some haul that I got. So I went ahead and purchased, like I said, it's January, so I'm organizing. So I went ahead and purchased these cute little containers. These are from Lori Holt. They're called Be Organized, and they are plastic containers, but I wanted to kind of show you. So I have buttons. These are my tiny buttons in this blue one. These are my bigger buttons in the pink one. The red one is holding some of my washi tape that I use on my planners or patterns. I use this a lot when I'm knitting or I'm doing cross stitch. I use these to kind of like mark what row I'm on so I can kind of keep track. So anyways, I think they're really fun. I also, as you saw, have 3 more. So I got 6 of them total. So they'd be perfect for pins. I mean, you can really put anything in there, and they just are so cute. So I thought that I would share that with you because that was just one of my new purchases, and they're absolutely adorable. And then they do have like a little logo. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but they do have a little logo on the front of them, kind of like a mason jar. So they're just really cute. I plan to put them up here on top of my white fabric storage, and I'll just put them all in a little row. They're gonna look adorable, and then also I can get to all of my supplies much easier. The other thing, and Fat Quarter Shop sent me these, but I do plan to use these. I've already used them quite a bit in my upcoming planner, but Lori Holt has a new little series of Post-its. They're adorable. They've got pink, oh, that one's upside down. They've got pink, yellow and like this kind of light blue color. And so I've already been using these in my planner. So these actually sit over on my desk. And then they also sent me this cute little needle minder, which is perfect to put on your cross stitch. You can also use these on your EPP. They're basically magnetic and they have a magnet on the back, and so you can magnet them to your piece that you're working on and stick your needle on it, and that way you don't lose your needle. So for the most part, this one is kind of large and heavy, so I actually have a tin on my desk over there that holds like pencils and pens and things like that, and so a lot of times I'll just stick these all to them, and then if I just need one, I can just pull it off and use it. All right, I also got some fabric, and these are all from Fat Quarter Shop as well, and I needed some background fabrics for my Sew With Me series, something for my border and binding for it as well, so I did get some of those, so I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of what I'm gonna be using. So this is just a bee background. This is also by Lori Holt, and this is like a light brown color. So I got the brown one, and then I also got the gray one, and it's probably hard to see on camera, maybe you can see okay, but this one is just a gray cross and this one is just a brown cross. I will probably be using the gray cross, I think, for my Sew With Me series for how I'm going to be finishing it. I don't want to give away too much right now. Depending on what it looks like, I might use the brown one, but I like to have those bee basics in my stash, or any kind of low volume. It doesn't have to be a bee basic, but it's great to use as your white. Like if you don't want to do white background on a quilt block, you can do something like that. It gives it a little bit more dimension and texture, and I'm starting to kind of veer that way. I still do love my Moda 9900-97 white. It is my all-time favorite. I have a bolt of it over there, but previously I had a bolt of this gray cross as well, and I just used it all. So I thought it was time to kind of refill my stash with some of that. Okay, the other thing I got was this one, and this I think I'm going to be using as either my border or my binding for my Sew With Me quilt. This is One Fine Day by Bonnie and Camille. And then I also got this light blue print. This is Autumn Love by Lori Holt. And I just thought they actually went together pretty well. And since I've used a mix of fabrics in my Sew With Me series, I kind of wanted to do the same for my border and binding. So I haven't decided which one. I've got enough of both of them to make sure that I can kind of just look at it and see which is going to look better. But I went ahead and picked up a couple of those. And when I do a quilt project, a lot of times I'll buy the front, the top of the quilt. I'll also buy fabric for the backing and for the binding and any borders I need at the same time, because a lot of times once that fabric releases, it will go out of stock, or people will buy it all up and then it's just gone. And so that way I at least have it in my stash, and I know that when it's time to bind that quilt, however long it takes me to get there, I have the fabric for it, and I'm not like, well, shoot, the fabric's gone, now what am I going to do? So that was my haul. And then I wanted to show these two other things that I got sent. This is by Goose Design, and she sent me two of these little vinyl project bags. This one is the sunflowers, and then this one is like a wintry penguin-y one. They're both absolutely adorable. I will link her shop below because these are really fun bags, and they're a great size for your cross-stitch projects. And so I just wanted to feature them again on a craft podcast. I showed them in Vlogmas, but in case you didn't watch that, I wanted to show them again. I also got this daisy bag. This was from Fat Quarter Shop. This is by Lori Holt. They sent it with some fun project stuff in it for me, and I did show all of this in more detail in my Vlogmas, so if you want to see that, I'm just going to run through them really quick. But she put out a new stitch card. I have Zurich quilt pattern, Autumn Spice cross stitch, Alpine Blooms quilts, Vintage Housewife cross stitch pattern. I think she has a quilt pattern for that as well. The Farm Life cross stitch, which is super cute, and then the Flea Market basket cross stitch, which looks like a lot of work. I love these, but that's a lot. Okay, so yeah. So that's going to be it for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment below if you'd like to see a 2021 project recap video, because I think that would be a lot of fun to film. So thanks so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe so I know to keep making them for you. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, so let's go ahead. So what are you doing? So this isn't really crafting, but I wanted to share it anyways. I got a couple of these. Maybe we'll just do one. So as I sorry. The other quilty thing that I have finished, it's not completely done, but it probably will be by the time this video goes live, is my February truck of the month. Oh, let's do January. But here is the January block, and I think, or February block. Oh, this minky fabric. And this is gonna be just still in the bag until I'm ready. Hello, Jax. Well, shut it almost all the way because I'm trying to make it so if Jax comes in, he doesn't interrupt the video. Focus, focus. There we go. I now have random pattern. All right, moving on. What else is in here? It's like a treasure trove of, that's it. Okay. Do you want out, Jaxie? Since when can't you let yourself out?